Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor, bringing you another video on how to raise your vibration so you can live your best life. Let's talk today more about the characteristics of what it takes to be a successful person. I did another video last week around the focus and attention that is necessary, that many of us are not able to step into our life purpose because we do not have the focus and attention to continue to pursue the evolution and the process of alchemy, the process of making your own soup of life that is necessary to reach these higher levels of success and the 10,000 hours that it can take to perfect a craft. So if you haven't seen that, do check that out. But I wanted to talk today more about the 5 characteristics that I see most commonly in my clients who are, I don't want to say successful necessarily, but who continue to see forward momentum, who continue to see growth versus those who do not. And the number one most important characteristic is persistence. Just the sheer willingness to keep trying, to not give up. And one of my recent favorite statements is, you cannot fail if you don't quit. And Alex Hormozi is a very well-known entrepreneur in the online space, and I believe it was where he said it first, where I heard it. So whether or not I can attribute that to him, I'm not sure. But he manages portfolios worth billions, so I know that he's doing something right. And what he would say to himself in his early days, I believe gym launch was how he got started. He started by starting gyms, and then he started selling how to build gyms, and then he had networks of gyms, and then he started selling how to build networks of gyms, and then eventually just turned into running businesses in general. So businesses like mine, 5-10 years from now that become successful, he comes and steps in and helps them grow. And so there is evidence in his work that his strategies are true. And so when he says, if you don't quit, you can't fail, I believe him. And not only because of his experience and the proof of his abilities, but also what I have seen. That I believe I started this channel over a year ago, and I have also started coaching in about that time. And what I see is the momentum building. And I've seen this in other areas in my life as well. That I would joke and say that starting a new project, I think this was early on in my corporate days when I was managing PPE for a well-known maintenance supply company. I don't need to name names, but I was managing a few $1 million, and what I would notice was, as I would start a new project, start a new initiative to bring in new product or to negotiate new contracts, that in the early phases of that new product or that new project, it would take time to get things up and running, right? We had to develop the milestone plan, we had to develop the roadmap, we had to identify the market landscape, we had to identify who was going to be invited to participate in the negotiations. And so all of that setup would take a lot of time, and it would feel like more effort than result. But over time, as I continued to work towards this, people heard about it. People knew what needed to be done. There were milestones to be met. There were meetings pre-scheduled. There were things happening. And so I would always say it was like initially pushing a boulder up the hill until I got to the top of the hill, the product or the project was launched, and that boulder would start to roll down the other side of the hill on its own because it had started to gain momentum. And so that's what I see in the online space. It's what I see in every project or product that I have ever worked on, because I do have 20 years in the corporate world and product development experience, is that it starts with a difficult push. And then as you gain momentum with the persistence of sticking with it, you will gain momentum, and that ball will start rolling on its own, which allows you to free up your time and energy to start another project and start putting your efforts and pushing that boulder up that hill. And then you can have multiple boulders rolling at once without you having to do all of this legwork, because the momentum is there. So where people, and this is what I was saying in the other video, the focus and attention videos, where people go wrong is is the lack of persistence. And it's easy, and I don't want to say it's not tempting for me in the early stages of getting a new channel started, or in getting a coaching business started, or getting, a course funnel built. Those are very difficult, challenging things that take a lot of upfront effort. And you may put something out there, and we have this belief that if you build it, it will come, and that's not actually true. That it takes 17 times for someone to be exposed to you before they will feel like they can know, like, and trust you enough to engage and start the conversation, and trust you enough to want to be in your world. And so that persistence is required when we put out post after post after post, video after video after video, funnel attempt after funnel attempt after funnel attempt, and they don't happen. They don't click. They don't, start rolling on their own. But it's the persistence of coming back and tweaking and trying. I also like the example of agile product development. It is not a straight line, that it's not going to meet this milestone, if this, then that, if this, then that. But rather, agile development is put this out there, test it, see how it goes, adapt it, see what the feedback is, fix it, try again, right? And so we're working in circles here. And so it's that persistence of coming back and trying every time, over and over. So that's number one. Number two is consistency. Very much all of these are very closely tied together. They're nuanced, but slightly different, right? So the consistency of coming back, right? The consistency of persistence, the consistency of showing up. If you put out one post or one video or one funnel and it doesn't work, and you don't show up for another few weeks, few months, then you're going to lose that momentum that you're gaining as you push the boulder up the hill. So then you're back down at the bottom of the hill again. You got to start pushing that boulder back up again. So the consistency of persistence and consistency of showing up, it's building the momentum. Just think of it, every day you've taken one step higher with that boulder up that hill. Perseverance, very similar. Again, nuance, perseverance. Number three, to persevere in the face of this does not look like it's working. Because the truth is, many strategies work in the right energy. And if you don't have the energy of persistence and consistency and perseverance to persevere through those times where it looks like nothing's happening. Nothing's happening, nobody's responding, nobody's buying, the funnel's not working, right? When will you decide that there is no option to quit? Perseverance means no matter what it takes, no matter what obstacles I come against, no matter how dismal the results look, I know that I hold the power and the authority to say, this is going to happen. There is no room for failure. There is no room for quitting. If I don't quit, I can't fail. Right? That's the perseverance. The perseverance to persist, the perseverance to remain consistent. Number four is diligence. Doing it diligently. So that means not half-assed, so you may get tired, right? After 3, 6, 9 months and it's still moving slowly or barely at all, you may say, I'm just going to do it haphazardly. I'm just going to throw something out there and not really try, not really deliver, not really show up for my clients. To stop I don't want to say over giving, but over delivering. I'm all about making a promise that I know I can keep and then giving as much more as I can. I don't want to over promise and under deliver. I want it to be the opposite. So diligence to do the right thing. It's similar to integrity, right? To put out integrous work, right? To have the diligence to do the homework, to invest in yourself, to research, to get the certifications necessary, to really be able to do an excellent job, to over deliver on that service. To be honest with yourself, to say, I could be doing that a little bit better. Not beating up on yourself and not over giving, not hurting yourself, because I'm still very much a proponent of manifesting from a place of rest. You can only pour from a full cup. There is an overflow of abundance available to us all. So in those moments where you are exerting, you're choosing, consciously choosing, I'm going to be in my masculine doing now because I have balanced it with my feminine being, magnetism. When I go to do it, I'm going to do it well. I'm going to do it diligently. I'm going to under promise, over deliver. And then finally, of the five characteristics that I see that successful people have is faith. They are persistent. They are consistent. They persevere in the difficult times. They are diligent in their delivery. And last but not least, and most important, they have the faith in themselves, in their divine guidance, and in the process, the strategy. To know that no matter what, as I push this boulder uphill, eventually I will get to the top of some kind of peak, and that boulder will start rolling on its own. And that requires faith in divine source creator, in the evidence that all of these other successful entrepreneurs, online entrepreneurs, have shown us is possible, and faith in yourself. To know that there is something in you, that you are made perfectly imperfect for a purpose, that you are not made by accident. There's nothing wrong with you that is bad, wrong, or broken, that everything about you is made with intention, that there is a gift that will start to surface as you heal your trauma, step into your life purpose, and start to manifest abundance. You will be shocked and surprised by what comes forth. Something beautiful will come from you, and it requires the faith in knowing that that is in there. Faith in yourself, faith in your gifts, faith in the promise of purpose, faith in your creator, and faith in whatever strategy or mentor you happen to invest in. Okay. My favorite topic, entrepreneurship. I love it. I won't say my favorite. I think I might love healing trauma just as much, but it's beautiful, guys. Come to the other side. It's amazing over here. All right, if you need any help with healing your trauma, stepping into your life purpose, or manifesting abundance, I do offer a course and coaching program to assist you in doing that. If you know what you need to do, but you haven't been able to get yourself to do that thing, you've got some kind of glass ceiling of self-sabotage, or holding yourself back somehow, that likely is something called complex trauma. Brain spotting works. I'm a certified practitioner. I can help you heal that so that you can manifest abundance through your life purpose. All right, I love you guys. I will see you on the next video. Please do make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Just a little emoji comment is greatly appreciated to help the YouTube algorithm. Otherwise, click this button to subscribe, or this button, because this video is picked just for you. All right, take care, my friends. Namaste. I love you.